Well, it finally happened. We all knew that at some point Sony would have to address the elephant in the room, that is the Xbox Game Pass service. And finally, March 29th, 2022, we have our response. This has been a long leaked idea that has been kind of building up a lot of traction in the rumor mill, but we don't have to speculate anymore. It is now a fact. And the title reads, All New PlayStation Plus launches in June with 700 plus games and more value than ever. This is a blog post from the president and CEO of SIE, Jim Ryan himself. Since launching PlayStation Plus in 2010, SIE has been at the forefront of innovation with game subscription services. Well, not entirely true, Jim. Game Pass has been out for a very, very long time. It has been really cleaning your clock. But I'm glad Sony's at least recognizing that it is time. And while they were the pioneers of the PlayStation Plus service initially, and eventually Xbox kind of married up to the Games with Gold service, it was Game Pass that I think really pushed this. I mean, even EA Play had pushed this. You had Origin Premier Access. So even Ubisoft was kind of before all this. But I digress. We are thrilled to be the first console membership service that included a refreshed library of games through PlayStation Plus, and also launched the first console game service streaming with PlayStation Now. Remember the Gaikai thing that was kind of, it felt kind of flat. It was around the time when we didn't really know how ISPs would handle large amounts of data traffic, so the idea was Sony would manage the games on their end and stream them to you via PlayStation Now. All you need is a controller. You could play anywhere. It was meant to be integrated into many devices, such as televisions and tablets and that sort of thing, and kind of fizzled out. So we're seeing kind of a reimagining of that service because they are pleased to share with you official news about changes for the upcoming subscription services. This June, we're bringing together PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now with an all-new PlayStation Plus subscription service that provides more choice to customers across 3 membership tiers. What are these 3 membership tiers, you ask? Well, first and foremost, we have the PlayStation Plus Essential. PlayStation Plus Essential is exactly what you have had before. This is the same benefits that you got from PlayStation Plus already. You're getting your monthly downloadable games. I like that they say 2 specifically here because some months we get 3, some months we get 4. I wonder if this is going to be scaled back to 2 and that's just going to be the way it's going to be. I guess we'll find out in June when the service goes live. Exclusive discounts in the way of many PlayStation Plus sales that are constantly popping up. Cloud storage for your saved games, ability to play online multiplayer. And there's no changes, basically. If you already had what you have and you like it, well, fear not, you're going to be able to pick it up, and it is the exact same price it was, at least here in the United States, $10 a month, or you could get it for a slight discount if you do it yearly at $60 a month. And this is the one that I and many other people have had for pretty much the life of the service. That hasn't changed. But now two new packages have become available. The first is PlayStation Plus Extra. Well, PlayStation Plus Extra is going to run you $100 US annually, and it includes everything that I aforementioned, as well as up to 400 asterisk of the most enjoyable PlayStation 4 and PS5 games, including blockbuster hits from our PlayStation Studio catalog and third-party partners. Games in this tier are downloadable for play. So this is not day and date stuff. This is stuff that is from the vault. They'll get into a couple specifics here in a moment. But there's more. Now they also offer PlayStation Plus Premium, which provides all the benefits I aforementioned from the Essential and the Extra tiers, but adds an additional 340 games, or should I be more specific, up to 340 games, including the PlayStation 3 library, which is available via cloud streaming only. A catalog of classic beloved games available in both streaming and download options from the original PS, PS2, and PSP generations. Sorry, Vita. Offers cloud streaming access for original PS1, PS2, PSP, and PS4 offered in the Extra and the Premium markets, where PlayStation Now is available. you can stream those games. So as where before in the extra you had to download them, here you can stream as well. There will also be limited game trials, so customers can try out other games to see if they like before they buy. And that's going to cost you a whopping $120 US annually. So you have choice. If you want to do nothing, do nothing. If you want to get a little bit more, get a little bit more. And if you want to be whole hog, you can go whole hog. The new extra and premium tier contents represent a major evolution for PlayStation Plus. The key focus is to ensure that all the great games they have will include the best quality content. At launch, some of the titles that you'll expect to see include Death Stranding, God of War, Spider-Man, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Mortal Kombat 11, Returnal. We're working closely with our imaginative developers from the PlayStation Studios and third-party partners to include some of the best experiences available in that library that will be regularly refreshed. More details to follow. When the new PlayStation Plus service launches, note that PlayStation Now will transition into the new PlayStation Plus offering and will no longer be available as a standalone service. PlayStation Now customers can migrate over to PlayStation Plus Premium to just basically roll their subscription into that. This is something we have seen done in the past with Microsoft going from Gold to Game Pass. With this massive launch effort, we're rolling this out as part of a phased regional approach. In June, we'll begin with our launch market in Asia, North America, Europe, and then they'll slowly start to trickle out to the rest of the world. The idea is that they aim to have everything kind of lined up by the first half of 2022, and they'll expand, obviously, as time goes on. And then they just go on to say that, PlayStation is a community fan-driven, blah, blah, blah. This is the best for you. We love you. Good luck. Give us your money. Bye. Okay. Now, that is what it is. The question is it a good deal? Does Jim Afanis think it is a good deal? Well, I don't think so personally for me, but it may be for you very specific conditions. PlayStation Plus right now works great because it is what it is. You get a pretty healthy catalog of games every month that are usually on the good to phenomenal side of things. You still get to play online. Unfortunately, that is the price of doing business. You're going to have to pay to play online. That hasn't changed. And thankfully, they did not touch the core subscription. Very smart move on Sony's part. Some people just are happy with what they have. They have prepaid, like me, getting discounts off of PlayStation Plus subscriptions via various online services such as CD keys, and we are very well locked into a particular rate for a very long period of time. I know I am. So nothing changes for me, nothing ventured, nothing gained. PlayStation Plus Extra, I think, is a good deal if you are kind of new to the Sony world. If you are a late adopter of the PS4 or any adopter of PS5, and you're just jumping over from Microsoft land, or if you are new to gaming, getting a catalog of some of the old games is a great, great value, especially since they are downloadable. I have been a big proponent against downloading and streaming gameplay. I've always emphasized download is so much more important for a litany of reasons. Namely, graphical fidelity is subpar on a streaming service. We have proven this on my channel and on everybody else's channel time and time and time and time again. If you are sitting at home in the comfort of your own home with a nice television, a nice speaker set, and a nice console, streaming is not for you. You want the actual game running on your local hardware that will give you the best image and the best experience. So this service, for a little bit more, is going to allow you to fill in that catalog with some of the stuff you haven't played before, which is great. The fact that they are offering PS4 and PS5 games is good, although I suspect the spread is going to be heavily skewed in favor of PS4, largely because PS5 games are more expensive, number one, and number two, they've already given a lot of them away. So there's not a whole lot out there to give. They're going to want their money. They're not going to be giving you Horizon Forbidden West or any of the new Call of Duties on here. These are going to be older titles, which are still greatest hits. But if you're like me and somebody who has been around in the PlayStation world for a very long time, may not be a lot of original content for you here. For those of you who want it all, the PlayStation Plus Premium subscription, This offers even more games which are only available from streaming. The PlayStation 3 is only available from streaming. The PlayStation 3, I could write a novel and just how poorly the architecture of this console was and the litany of problems it has. And it blows my mind that we still have not figured out how to get native emulation from a PS3 game onto a PS5. But the greatest minds in the world at Sony cannot figure it out. So instead, they're going to leverage cloud streaming. Let me tell you, it will not look good. And while PlayStation 3 did have a very beloved library, you are not going to enjoy it in the way that I enjoyed it when you are streaming that. And I think that is a major, major oversight. Thankfully, though, they are offering some download content available on the PS1, the PS2, and the PlayStation Portable. Sorry, Vita. This is a really cool deal because there are a lot of games that I remember fondly that I would love to play again. Now, why do I say this isn't a good service for me? Well, I still have my original PlayStation. I still have my original PlayStation games. If I want to fire up a round of Destruction Derby, or if I want to fire up a round of Resident Evil or of Road Rash, I don't have to stream anything. I will put the disc into my console and I will play on my television. And for many of other people who may not have that, this would be a great way to go relive some of those games. The question is, how much is nostalgia worth to you? Is it worth $120 a year? Is it worth that extra money to go back and play games when there are phenomenally amazing games out right now, like Ghostwire Tokyo and Horizon Forbidden West and the upcoming God of War and I don't know, Elden Ring. Name any game that came out in the last 10 years. They're probably better than some of these turkeys that we had back in the day. Not saying that you might not want to play some of them, but there's a reason these old games are pretty much dirt cheap, available on Steam or available at GameStop for a dime a dozen because they're just not fetching a high price. This is more of a nostalgic convenience type thing, where I think Sony may be able to leverage this service ever so slightly is in that last bullet with the time-limited game trials. If they can find a way to give exclusive access to the hottest, latest, greatest games, they may be able to get people to bite on this. Short of that, I don't see this being a very viable option for many people. I have a feeling that this is not really the best value. Now, I will close by saying this. I'm glad Sony is trying something new. I'm glad Sony is digging deep into that catalog to find older games that they feel kind of meet that certification. The fact that they are going to be including the Sony first-party titles is massive. That is what put them on the map. That is what has made them the dominant platform for many, 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 many years now. The problem is these titles aren't getting any newer, and what is in the past remains in the past. And what I mean by that is I think there's a strong likelihood people may be interested initially in checking out the more expensive price packages, but after a while, you're going to get burnt out on the old stuff because you're going to want to play the new stuff. I think at best, Sony can hope for a surge in subscriptions on PlayStation Plus Extra and a surge of subscriptions on PlayStation Plus Premium for people who are just jonesing for a nostalgia month or a weekend or something along those lines. And then people will most likely devolve back into PlayStation Plus Essential because if you are an avid console player, multiplayer is a large part of your life and you're going to dive into that anyway. Those are just my thoughts, though. I'm sure there are many, many, many others out there. I know the question a lot of you are going to be asking is this better than Game Pass? And I'll say no, it's just different. Just like Ubisoft is different, just like EA Origin Premier Access is different, just like every other streaming platform that offers some sort of library of games is different. That's for you guys to decide. As for me, as I've said, between all me getting the latest and greatest editions of games, typically via collector editions, and having a large library of my favorite games secured upstairs with the disc and the original packaging and everything like that, I will never go past PlayStation Plus Essential, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't if you are interested. Leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this brand new subscription service. I want to hear from you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. And until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.